So try to see not earlier than 2020. First, see all the types of questions they have been asking you from 2020 to 2026, right? And see how they have developed, how they had evolved. That means question pattern had evolved. So you will get to see that how we are to prepare. So we must be ready with that tool in ourselves. तभी वहाँ पे पॉसिबिलिटी होगी कि हम टैकल कर सकें. अदरवाइज क्या होता है ना कि हम प्रिपरेशन तो कर रहे हैं लेकिन वेग प्रिपरेशन नहीं करना है हमको. वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट इफ दे आर आस्किंग यू क्वेश्चंस एंड दे कैन आस्क यू एनी टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चंस, दे आर इंट्रोड्यूसिंग थिंग्स एंड वी आर हियर टू एनालाइज द फैक्ट, एनालाइज द क्वेश्चन पेपर. इवन इफ इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट वी कैन क्रैक इट. मतलब इतना हम लोगों को तैयार करना होगा. सो फॉर दैट यू नीड टू गो थ्रू 20 आफ्टर 2020 टू 2026. तो इसको PYQ मत कहो. ज्यादातर बच्चे क्या होते हैं ना, सो दे डू PYQ एंड दे सी दैट मीन्स दे कंसिडर दैट नाउ आई हैव been ready, means we are ready with PYQ, that means we are already prepared. No, PYQ is only to make analysis. Means ये हमेशा क्लियर रहना चाहिए कि PYQ is going to help you a lot, but to make analysis, है ना. बाकी क्या होता है, प्रिपरेशन को कभी भी सब्स्टिट्यूट PYQ नहीं करता है. बट मोस्ट ऑफ द स्टूडेंट वहां गलती करते थे कि PYQ को प्रिपरेशन से सब्स्टिट्यूट कर देते थे. ऐसा नहीं होता है. सो वी हैव टू बी वेरी लॉजिकली वेरी एक्टिव. ठीक है. तो पहले 2020 टुवर्ड्स 2026, वंस यू आर डन विद दिस देन गो बैक. मतलब छोड़ना तो कोई है नहीं, लेकिन फर्स्ट 2020 टू 6 ईयर्स को पहले फॉलो करेंगे हम. उसके बाद ही कोई उससे पहले करेंगे कोई फायदा नहीं है उसका. 6 ईयर्स में आपको आइडिया लग जाएगा हाउ पैटर्न गॉट इवॉल्व्ड. ठीक है. चलो बेटा आगे बढ़ते हैं हम लोग. हाँ, कहाँ थे हम? ओके, सो 20%. सो व्हाट हैपेंड हियर? 20% वाज कन्वर्टेड इनटू fraction by dividing it by 100. Same here, 20% was divided by 100. You got the fraction 1 upon 5. So if someone is asking you 33.33% and you are saying 33 is to 1 upon 3. So if not here, it is not percent, no, it is 33.33 only. So that's why you have written 33 is to 1 upon 3. So if I'm asking you what is the value of 33.33%, because I told you already that nowadays they are asking you 16.66%, 14.28%, 28.56%. In that scenario, these numbers are easy to calculate only when you know the fraction value of the percentage terms. Otherwise very very difficult. So that's why most of the numbers first will be converted into fraction, and after some time, means in a class or two, you'll get to remember all this. मतलब तुमको उसमें स्पेसिफिकली रिमेंबर करने की जरूरत ही नहीं है, याद नहीं करना है, अपने आप हो जाएगा. ठीक है, कैलकुलेट करते करते. ठीक. और मीन्स तुम्हें ध्यान रखना है कि प्रिपरेशन के लिए कभी भी कैलकुलेशन पे डिपेंडेंट नहीं रहना है. कैलकुलेशन करना है लेकिन, है ना, डिपेंडेंट रहने की जरूरत नहीं है. हमारे एग्जाम्स के लिए बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं होता है अनलेस एंड अनटिल डेटा इंटरप्रिटेशन टाइप क्वेश्चंस दे आर गिविंग यू इन द पेपर्स. तब अच्छा 30 मीन्स कैलकुलेटिव डेटा इंटरप्रिटेशन वो पूछते हैं कभी. ओके, 33.33% इज 33 is to 1 upon 3, but is percent. So 33.33% was 33 is to 1 upon 3%. So that's the way. After solving it, you will get 100 upon 3%, right? And now percentage to be converted into fraction. What will be your value? In this scenario, 100 upon 3 divided by 100, your value will become 1 by 3. Correct. So this is how when you want to convert 20% into fraction, you directly divide it by 100. But when you want to convert 33.33% into fraction, so you have to convert 33.33% into fraction, means first fraction, and then again divide it by 100 to convert percentage into fraction. Understood now? So why we do this? We'll come after, later on we'll come on this point that why we are doing this. But before that, let's try to understand that if they want you to calculate, either you remember percentage into fraction or you remember fraction into percentage. Both are same thing. Either of the way, you already know what fraction value will represent which percentage. So in that scenario, I'm going to write down few fraction and I'll convert this fraction into percentage, and after some time, means from here, from now onwards, we are going to use these fractions everywhere in the arithmetics. ठीक है ना. और तो हम लोग क्या करते हैं बेटा, इसका एक फॉर्मेट बना लेते हैं. जैसे कैन यू प्लीज टेल मी व्हाट इज द number means first fraction of the number system. First fraction 1 by 1. 1 is also considered as fraction, so 1 by 1. Yes, but you are right. So after this 1 by 2. So first fraction, if I am going to write down, can I write 1 by 1? That represents 1 only. So after that 1 by 2, after that 1 by 3, after that 1 by 4, after that 1 by 5, after that 1 by 6. So we'll write some of them: 1 by 7, 1 by 8, 1 by 9, 1 by 10. Mostly I write 1 by 11, and then you want to extend it, stretch it, you can write 1 by 12, 1 by 13, 1 by 14. After this, once you are done with this, you already know the values, you now know how to apply it. उसके बाद आगे बढ़ते चले जाओ जितना भी तुम्हें करना हो. Mathematically हम free हैं. Okay, now this is your fraction, and this fraction to be converted into percentage. What should I do? Into 100. अब हम एक काम करते हैं, 100 से मल्टीप्लाई करते हैं. ध्यान से देखना. When I multiply, that means whenever I see 100%, instead of writing 100%, I can use 1 by 1. Yes or no? Okay. So into 100, 50%. So wherever I see 50%, I'll be using 1 by 2. 1 by 3 into 100. So there are two ways to represent. Either you represent this into 33.33% in percentage terms, or you can represent it as 33 is to 1 upon 3%. Done na? After this, 1 by 4 into 100, 25%. After this, 1 by 5 into 100, 20%. 1 by 6 into 100, so 100 divided by 6, either you want to write down 16.66, or you can write down 16 is to 2 upon 3%. Done? Okay. Same here, 1 by 7 into 100, 14.28%. 1 by 8 into 100, 12.5%. 1 by 9 into 100, it is 11.11% you can write, and sometimes you see 11 is to 1 upon 9%. Both are same thing. You divide it, 100 when divided by 9, so either you can write down 11.11%, or you can write down 11 is to 1 upon 9% in fractional terms, fractional percentage terms. Okay, 1 by 10 into 100. देखो बेटा, मैं एक चीज तुमको पहले ही क्लियर कर देता हूं, ध्यान से सुनना. सबके मन में ये बात आए कि हमारा सीसेट का जो स्टैंडर्ड है मैथ्स का वो टफर है, मतलब टफेस्ट स्टैंडर्ड पे है, ठीक है. लेकिन तुम जो अभी ये कर रहे हो ये सबसे बेसिक चीज है जो हम लोग कर रहे हैं, मोस्ट बेसिक. तो दिमाग में कभी ये फिक्स करना ही मत. डोंट एवर थिंक कि हम लोग कोई हाई स्टैंडर्ड चीज को अभी कर रहे हैं. इट इज मोस्ट बेसिक थिंग दैट वी आर डूइंग हियर. तो तुम्हें अगर कभी दिमाग में लगे ना कि समझ नहीं आ रहा है, कीप ऑन आस्किंग सो दैट टू कंफर्म, सो दैट टू कन्विंस विद द कॉन्सेप्ट हियर. ठीक है, मतलब कि कोई दिमाग में अगर फिर भी फ्रेम कर रहा है कि आई डोंट अंडरस्टैंड, ये समझ रहे हैं कि नहीं, तो वो क्या होता है पता है, वो हमारे दिमाग में पहले से ही फिक्स होता है. ठीक है, व्हाट वी थिंक दैट वी आर नॉट गुड एट मैथ्स. तो हमको ना एक मैथ्स का डर होता है. सो इफ वी आर नॉट गुड एट मैथ्स, सो वी स्केयर्ड ऑफ मैथमेटिक्स. इन दैट सिनेरियो जब कोई चीज आती है ना, हल्के बहुत छोटी से छोटी भी चीज आती है ना, तो इंस्टीड ऑफ फोकसिंग हियर, इंस्टीड ऑफ मेंटेनिंग फोकस हियर, हमारा पीछे बैक ऑफ द माइंड चल रहा होता है वेदर आई एम अंडरस्टैंडिंग और नॉट, वेदर आई एम एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड इट और नॉट. होता है ना आज ज्यादातर कि हम ना अपने बैक ऑफ माइंड में समझने से ज्यादा, फोकस से ज्यादा इस बात पे फोकस करने लगते हैं कि हमें समझ आ रहा है कि नहीं. तो उस वक्त क्या होता है, आपका फोकस हिलता है और इसीलिए बहुत बेसिक लॉजिकल चीजें आपको समझ में नहीं आती है और आपको लगता है आपको मैथ्स ही समझ नहीं आता है. बट इट इज नॉट ट्रू, इट इज नॉट ट्रू. हाँ, जब आपको इंटरनेशनल रिलेशन समझ में आता है, यू नो means you understand international relations, you know political science, polity, you read Aristotle's, ठीक है, प्लाटो, और तुम कहते हो ये बेसिक बात परसेंटेज और फ्रैक्शन समझ में नहीं आता है, पॉसिबल है क्या? और एंड यू आर गोइंग टू फेस टफेस्ट चैलेंज नेक्स्ट ईयर इन CSAT. ठीक है, तो ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकता. यू अंडरस्टैंड, बट द थिंग इज वी आर नॉट वेल फोकस्ड टुवर्ड्स इट. यही होता है. सो इफ यू फाइंड योरसेल्फ और यू थिंक दैट यू आर वीकर इन मैथ्स, तो ऐसा है नहीं, यू आर नॉट एक्चुअली वीकर इन मैथ्स. फाइंड योर कॉन्सेंट्रेशन हियर, बस इतना ही होता है. यूल गेट टू अंडरस्टैंड. इट इज मोस्ट बेसिक थिंग दैट वी आर गोइंग टू लर्न. चलें आगे बढ़े. ठीक है, सो 1 upon 10 into 100, 10%. So 1 upon 11 into 100, 9.09% you can write, or 9 is to 1 upon 11% you can write. Okay, see, now you can ask me, so you have written one kind of fraction like 1 by 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 1 by 4, but there are so many different types of fractions they can give you in the paper, like 28.56%. Instead of asking 14.28%, if they are asking you 28.56%, if they can ask you 42.84%, if they are asking you 66.66%, that's why I'm telling you, this is the basic, right? All those fractions that you see in the papers, can maximum of them can be extracted from this table only. Okay, maximum of them can be extracted from this table. Do you want to see that? Like if mostly you see 28.56% in your paper. They will say 28.56% in your paper. So now let's analyze this table. After making analysis, 14.28%. Can you see this? 14.28% is 1 by 7. So 14.28% is 1 by 7, and here 28.56% is actually 2 multiply 14.28%. Yes or no? 2 multiply 14.28%, and we know that 14.28% is 1 upon 7, so it becomes 2 upon 7. So in that case, 28.56% will become 2 upon 7. Did you understand? So that means only this table will help you sort out maximum probabilistically given percentage terms that we see in our exam paper. Am I understood? Clear na? So shall I give you few more? Would you like to give it a hand? Try करें? चलो मैं तुम्हें कुछ देता हूँ, तुम एक बार ट्राई करके देखो. Okay, 5 questions. Please do. Done? Okay, try. Take 1 more minute. Done? Shall we check? Okay, fine. Now check, guys. See what is happening here. 55.55%, right? So we can see 11.11%, and 11.11% is 1 upon 9. So can I write 55.55 as 5 into 11.11%? So it is 5 multiply 1 upon 9, that is 5 upon 9. So wherever I will see 55.55%, instead of writing this, I will write 5 upon 9. Fine na? Same here, 36.36%. So we can see 9.09% is 1 upon 11. So 9.09 multiplied 2 is 18.18. Multiply 3 is 27.27, and multiply 4 is 36.36%. So in that case, 9.09% can multiplied by 4 multiply 9.09% can be 4 multiply 9.09% can be written as 4 multiply 1 upon 11, that is 4 upon 11. After that, 22.22%. 22.22% is again same, 2 multiply 11.11%. So 2 into 1 upon 9, that is 2 upon 9. Again 137.5%. So can we write 137.5 as 100% one side and 37.5% other side, right? Now the main question is, what is the value of 37.5%? What is the value of 37.5%? So you can see here 12.5% is 1 upon 8. 12.5 multiplied 2 is 25, And 12.5 multiply 3 is 37.5. 12 3s are 36, 0.5 3s are 1.5, add up 37.5. So when you multiply here by 3, you have to multiply here by 3 also. So in that case, you can easily write 37.5% as 3 upon 8. And now 100% can be written as 1, and 37.5% can be written as 3 upon 8. So after adding up, 11 upon 8 is the final answer. So 137.5% is equal to 11 upon 8. Understood now? Okay. Shall I move? So last you can say. Okay. Means you want to write down it as 500% one side and 16.66. Yes. So for 100% 1 unit, so 500%? 5 na? Yes, 5 plus 1 upon 6. So after solving it, it is 31 upon. So I am writing here 31 upon 6. Done na? Understood now? So that's why I am telling you that only this table can help you sort out most of the figures they are asking you in the papers. No need to remember, but after some time you will get to remember automatically after solving few questions using these values. समझ में आ रहा है सबके बच्चे? Everyone? ठीक है. Now let's understand the use. Why we are using this? So these are very basic concept. Must understand it. Shall I move? हाँ? लिख रहे हो बच्चे? अच्छा लिख लो कोई बात नहीं. Done now? Fine. Okay guys, now let's suppose I am saying here that get 20% of, if I am saying get 20% of 72. Don't take 72, let's take 20% of 120. Suppose 20% of 120. What you say? How do you find out this? So basic method that we used always in school days, 20 into 20 by 100. Basic method was this 24. And maximum here, what you will do, that 20% is actually in fraction, 20% is actually 1 upon 5. So directly you get 1/5 of 120, it is 24. This is how you used to find out. Okay, now adding further here, if I am asking increase or decrease, both, I am doing both here, decrease 120 by 20%. Increase or decrease 120 by 20%. So how will you do that? So what you do here in this situation, you actually write 120, add 24, you add 144, means after adding 24 you got 144, and 120 minus 24 you got 96. This is how you calculate. This is how you calculate now. Okay, let's suppose I don't want to do that. And since 20% is actually an integral figure, yes or no? Yes. It is an integral figure. It is not in decimal terms, not fraction. So that's why it is integral figure. So in that case, it is so simple for us. Why? Because any number, I am asking you, any number is 100% of its own value. Yes or no, dear? Any number is 100% of its own value. So if I want to increase that number by 20%, or that number by 10%, so definitely I'll have to find out 110% of that number. Any number is 100% by itself. If you want to increase by 10, so you have to calculate 110% of that number, right? And if I want to decrease it by 10%, then 100 minus 10 decrease 90%. That means you need to calculate 90%. So this is integral figure, so easy to calculate. You can easily calculate here by writing 120, since you want to increase by 20%, so 120 into 120, 100% is 120 itself, but I want to increase it by 20. That's why I am going to find out 120% of 120. So in that scenario, directly you calculated 144, right? But if I want to decrease it 120, and 120 is 100% of 120, and I want to decrease it by 20%, so 100 minus 20% is 80. So we need to calculate 80% of 120, and 80% of 120 is 12 8 ja 96. We have directly calculated. That means here we are taking two steps. One step to calculate 24, another step to add up. But here there is no addition. We are directly getting it. But this can only be done in integral figures. But problem is that in examination we usually don't get integral figure, or always we don't always get integral figure. There we can get decimal figures, we can get fractional figures, right? In that scenario what we can do? जैसे अगर मुझे इसी को करना पड़ेगा, दूसरे मेथड से करना होगा, तो मैं इसमें क्या करूंगा? तो मैं यहाँ जो बता रहा हूँ बेटा, यहाँ ध्यान से देखना. जैसे अगर मुझे करना पड़ा फ्रैक्शन में, if I want to do it in fraction, so what I'll do, firstly I'll write 20% that you have already written. 20% as 1 upon 5. So you have already calculated 1/5 of 120 as 24, and then you'll add up. But no need to add up. हम डायरेक्ट कैसे करेंगे कि हम लिखेंगे 120, क्योंकि हमें पता है कि we are going to increase it by 20%. तो 120 आफ्टर किसको इंक्रीज करना है गाइस? You need to increase 120 by ना, you want to increase 120 by 20% ना. So write 120 here. And since you want to increase it by 20%, and you know 20% has fraction value 1 upon 5, you do only thing, you only increase 5 by 1. Are you getting my point? You only increase 5 by 1, because 5, after increasing 5 by 1, you had already increased it by 20%. Do you know why? Because you can see here, if 5 is your number, then 20% of 5 is 1. Do you know that? 5, what is 20% of 5? 20% of 5 is 1, because 5 into 20 by 100 you will do. 20% of 5 is 1. So every time after writing fraction, you will get to see that whatever denominator you are taking here, any denominator we are talking about here. So this denominator we are talking here, in this situation, this percentage value of the denominator you find at numerator's place. I mean 20% of this 5 is at numerator's place, that is 1. So if you say, sir, if I am going to write down 33.33% as 1 upon 3, what does it mean? It means 33.33% of 3 is 1. You are asking me 66.66% is 2 upon 3. What does it mean? It means 66.66% of 3 is 2. Understood? So whatever denominator you are taking as your base number, original number, then this much percent of your base number you find at numerator's place. ठीक है ना? थैंक यू. समझ में बात आ रही है सबको? तो अब मुझे ये बताओ, जब तुम्हें पता चली गया बच्चे कि अगर 5 को नंबर होता, if 5 would be your number, had the number be, original number be 5 here, then 20% of 5 is 1. So if I want to increase 5 by 20%, then I'll increase 5 by 1. Automatically 20% will get increased. Are you getting my point? So पूछ लेना बेटा, नहीं समझ में आया ना, तो ये बेसिक चीजें हैं, पूछ लेना. तो 5 जैसे ही मैं ऐड करूंगा 1, तो क्या होगा? 5 20% बढ़ गया ना, 6 हो गया. तो मैं अगर कहता हूं कि ओरिजिनल नंबर हमारे पास 5 है, ठीक है, तुम सोच के देखो, try to understand here. Original number is 5 here, and since you know that you want to increase it by 20%, then 5 added to 1 will make it 6. So what we did, if original number was taken as 5, now it became 6, and that means you have increased this number by 20%. Okay, 5 increased by 20% to give 6. And that's why, since 5 increased by 20% to give 6, so that's why when I will multiply any value by 6 upon 5, that number will be automatically increased by 20%. So that means 120 when multiplied by 5 added to 1, 6 upon 5, then it automatically increased by what? एक सेकेंड, इंक्रीज ही करना था ना हमें, को उल्टा मैंने कैलकुलेशन एरर किया, रुको 24 था ना ये, तो 144 ऑटोमेटिकली इंक्रीज हो गया. ये समझ में आ रहा है कुछ यहाँ पे? तो क्या होता है कि इफ यू वांट एनी नंबर, मींस एनी नंबर टू increase by 20%, first of all write down the fraction value of that number, and that is 1 by 5. that is 1 by 5. And now it is 1 by 5, it means 20% of 5 is 1. So if I assume my number to be 5, then 5 added to 1 will give you 6. That means if I will assume my original number as 5, then that original number increased by 20% had given me 6. That's why whenever I multiply 6 to 5, means 6 upon 5 with any number, that number will automatically increase by 20%. क्योंकि ये जो 6 upon 5 है ना, ये increase को 20% इंक्रीज को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा है, जो कि किसी भी नंबर के साथ मल्टीप्लाई होकर उस नंबर को इंक्रीज कर देगा. ठीक है. एंड इफ आई वांट टू डिक्रीज इट बाय 20% देन किससे मल्टीप्लाई करोगे बेटा? हाँ, अगर मान लो ये 20% मुझे डिक्रीज करना होता, ठीक है, तो क्या होता ये 5 minus 1 will become 4. In that scenario 120 must be yes, must be multiplied by 4 upon 5, because 5 minus 1 will decrease number by 20%. So 4 upon 5 और 4 upon 5 को करने के बाद सेम वही होगा 24 into 4 96. ऐसा कोई भी कैलकुलेशन आएगा तुम्हें इंक्रीज और डिक्रीज करने में, यू वोंट फाइंड एनी डिफिकल्टी. क्लियर? सबको समझ में आ रहा है ना? अगर कोई भी दिक्कत होगी तो बताओ, मैं और भी इसको ब्रेक करके बता दूंगा, लेकिन समझ में आ रहा है तो विल मूव फॉरवर्ड टू द नेक्स्ट पार्ट. क्लियर ना? ठीक है, चलो. सो इन दैट केस इफ आई एम गिविंग यू वेरी सिंपल सा क्वेश्चन, पहले ट्राई करते हैं. ठीक, इफ आई एम गिविंग यू वेरी बेसिक क्वेश्चन, a number is increased by 16.66% to give 84. Find the number. Find the number. Can you tell me the number? Find the number. 16.66%. After increasing an original number by 16.66%, you got 84. What was the number? Okay. Is it 63? Really? Correct. 72 is correct. Yes, 72 is correct. See, देखो क्या होता है यहाँ पे. There are so many different ways to solve it. मैं तुम्हें दोनों तरीके बता देता हूँ, हाँ, और धीरे धीरे आइडिया लगेगा कि हम कौन सा तरीका यूज करेंगे, है ना. देखो बेटा, मुझे कोई आइडिया नहीं है कि क्या नंबर होगा. So there are so many different ways to solve this question. पहला तो मैं ये करूंगा, since I can see here the number is getting increased by 16.66%. हाँ, yes, 16.66%. That's why I'll be writing here 1 upon 6. Since number is getting increased by 16.66%, that's why I'm writing 16.66% as 1 upon 6. Now, I have no idea what the number was, so I'll have to assume certain number, x or n, whatever you want to assume. Let's suppose I'm assuming a number as n. If the number is n and this number n to be increased by 16.66%, then 6 to be added with 1, 7. So that means if I will multiply this number with 7 upon 6, this number is automatically increased by 16.66%. So n is your number, and you are going to multiply n by 7 upon 6. 7 upon 6 means you have automatically increased number by 16.66%, and after increasing this number by 16.66%, it became 84. So you need to write down here as 84. Now n is 84, cross multiply, right? Cross multiply, na? So from, yes, you multiplied in original number 7 by 6. So in new number, if you multiply 6 by 7, that means reverse it and multiply by 6 upon 7. After reversing it, you will get the original number, and your original number becomes 72. Correct na? Done? Okay. So from now onwards, do we really need to write down this much? You already know that 16.66% is 1 upon 6, and we know that we are increasing. So after increasing 6 by 1, it will become 7 upon 6. So if it is 7 upon 6, I will multiply 84 by 6 upon 7. I'll get the value 72 in one line, in single line. Okay, no need to waste our time here on calculations. Understood? Okay, one more method here. Both are important, that's why I'm going to explain it. Okay, now tell me one thing. Whenever we had no idea that how number varies, what is your original number, how we assume the number, what we used to do in our school days? Let the number be x. But who had fixed it? Somebody had told us that let assume the number to be x. Okay, then those days, if we were good enough to analyze the actual situation or analyze the figure by ourselves, then I would have challenged it that I'm not going to let it be x, or I would have let it as any other number, instead of letting as n or x or 100%. Sometimes we used to assume it as 100%. Let it be 100. What I'm going to do? The idea was only one thing, means there was only one idea, and that is, since you had no actual information about the number, you had to let the number, you had to suppose the number, then any variable can help you initiate your logic from there. है ना? जहाँ पता नहीं था, तो you have to initiate your logic. So any variable helps us initiating the logic in mathematics. That's why we assume the figures. Because if you won't assume, you will deviate from your path. So analysis is very important, and to analyze something, you have to assume something, right? तो अब यहाँ पे क्या होता है कि let it be x ना करके मेरा मन करता है, क्योंकि मुझे ये सब बहुत अच्छे से पता चल गया, तो मैं क्या करूँगा, मेरा जो मन होगा मैं वही मानूंगा. कोई मुझे रोकेगा नहीं ना. तो ऐसा है कि मैं अब से एक काम करता हूँ. अगर मुझे लगता है if I find it to be correct always, then instead of assuming n, instead of assuming x, instead of assuming 100, I assume my number to be, original number to be 6 unit. Right? 6 unit. You can say anything. So I assume my original number to be 6 unit, and then if my original number, assumed original number, it is not real original number, right? Assumption. I'm doing assumption here. So my assumed original number is 6 unit, and I want to increase it by 16.66%. So then after increasing, it will become 7. Fine. So my assumed original number is 6 unit, and my increased original number will become 7 only after increasing it by 16.66%. Am I right? So in that scenario, 6 became 7. So in that case, 6 was your original number, assumed original number, and 7 was my assumed increased number. अब मुझे ये बताओ guys, ये जो 84 है, is it an increased number or original number? Increased number, increased real number, real increased number, right? And here it is assumed increased number. So I'll compare these two. I'll compare assumed increased number as real increased number. That means 7 unit will become 84. 7 unit is actually representing actual increased number as 84. Then 7 unit is 84. 1 unit equal to 84 upon 7. So 1 unit has value 12. The value of 1 unit is 12. Then original number is 6 unit. 1 unit is 12, then 6 unit is 6 into 12, that is equal to 72. So this is how we calculate result. अब तुम कहोगे कि सर वो तो था ही, अच्छा फिर ये क्यों कर रहे हैं? आगे पता चलेगा, ठीक है, कि कितना इंपॉर्टेंट है ये सेगमेंट. ठीक है, मैं तुम्हें फिर से रिपीट कर रहा हूं बच्चे. जब मुझे कुछ एजम्पशन करना होगा, yes, we'll assume it as 100%, assume it as 100 n value x or anything. But if you want your calculation to what? Decrease your time, you reduce your time in the paper. Reduce your time in the paper. In that case, you need to assume the value, specific value here that can reduce your calculation activities, and it can only reduce in when you assume a number that, I mean denominator number, that is actually representing what? 16 point, like in this case 16.66% of this denominator number is represented by its numerator 1. But I mean whenever you are given some kind of percentage, first convert and write it into what? Fractional term. So in that case we already know denominator has this percent value seen at numerator's place. In that case, if I assume denominator as my original number, assumed original number, then whatever you do here, that means if you want to get increased number, you add up the numerator value to the denominator value, and if you want to get decreased number, you decrease numerator value from denominator. Okay, and these are always your assumed number, and this assumed number has to be represented, has to be used as a representation for your original number, right? So once you start representing, like 7 unit is your increased but assumed increased number, will represent 84 as a real increasing number. So 7 unit equal to 84, 1 unit will give you the value of 1 unit you get here is 12, and once you get the value of 1 unit, whatever you multiply accordingly you get your answer. I mean ये तो वैसे ही बात हो गई ना, 12 रुपीज एक चॉकलेट की कीमत है, तो मैं 10 खरीदूंगा तो 10 into 12, मैं 15 खरीदूंगा तो 15 into 12, 15 into 12, और वही चीज होगा जो आपको पूछा जाएगा, जस्ट मल्टीप्लाई एंड यू विल गेट द आंसर. एवरीवेयर वी आर गोइंग टू डू सच थिंग्स इन अर्थमेटिक्स. वी विल गेट द वैल्यू ऑफ 1 unit फर्स्ट, and after getting value of 1 unit, you multiply what they desire, means to calculate in the or accordingly given in the question. ठीक है. अच्छा, इसको ऐसे भी समझ सकते हैं कि जैसे मैं यहाँ बोल रहा हूँ ना 7 यूनिट, तुम जैसे पहले स्कूल डेज में ऐसे करते थे कि लेट इट बी 6x, लेट इट बी 7x, राइट? 7x. So 6x is your original number, 7x is your final number. So 7x is actually representing your final number. So x is represented. जहाँ मैं 1 यूनिट बोल रहा हूँ, तुम कह सकते हो x equal to 84 by 7. That means you have got the value of 84 by 7 value of x here. तो मैंने x बोलना छोड़ दिया, ठीक है? तो अब मैं जब से मैं x बोलना छोड़ देता हूं, थोड़ा एलिट लगने लगता है ये, लेकिन सच बात तो ये है कि एक्चुअली इट इज रिप्रेजेंटिंग x, बट वी कांट यूज दिस x एवरीवेयर टू एक्सप्रेस द एक्चुअल नंबर. तो हमें धीरे धीरे इन सब चीजों को सॉर्ट आउट, हटाते चले जाना, एलिमिनेट करते चले जाना है, ठीक है? सो दैट वी ऑलरेडी नो दैट 7 इज रिप्रेजेंटिंग, 7 इज एज्यूम्ड, और 7 इज एज्यूम्ड एंड रिप्रेजेंटिंग योर original number, then the value of 1 unit is 12, and once we got the value of 1 unit as 12, now multiply with any number, you'll get your answer. ठीक है? क्या समझ में आ रहा है बेटा? अंडरस्टूड? तो एक दो क्वेश्चन इसी बेसिक वाला करके फिर हम लोग आगे बढ़ जाएंगे, ठीक है? तुम्हें आइडिया लग जाएगा. यू वांट टू राइट डाउन, देन यू कैन. ठीक है, लिख लिया? अच्छा, लिख लो. ठीक है, पूछते चले जाना, कोई दिक्कत हो पूछना अभी, ठीक है? ठीक है, चलो एक क्वेश्चन ऐसा ही करके देखते हैं. अ नंबर, मैं बेसिक क्वेश्चन नहीं दे रहा हूं. अ नंबर इज डिक्रीज्ड बाय 12.5% to give 56. Had the number ठीक है. अब मैं लिख रहा हूं गाइस. Now tell me whether I am writing, means this I am solving is correct or not. So first thing is that I want 12.5%. I means I want to decrease the number by 12.5%. So what you had done here, 12.5% was 1 upon 8. So what you had done here, so I guess that you might have first got the original number, and then you increased original number by 12.5%. That's what you did, yes or no? So to find out original number, we had already understood that if original number to be decreased by 12.5%, then decrease 8 by 1. So that means 7 upon 8, and you had multiplied original number by 7 upon 8, original number by 7 upon 8 to get 56. So if you multiply 56 by 8 upon 7, since you had multiplied by 7 upon 8, you got decreased number. So if I will reverse this 7 upon 8, I'll get 8 upon 7 and then multiply 8 upon 7 by 56. What you get here is 64, right? So this is your original number. In single line, you have got your original number, and after getting original number 64, now you can get 12.5% one, you can get number increased. So if you want to increase number, then 8 plus 1 will make it 9 upon 8, right? 9 upon 8. Then 8 8 ja 64 will give you 72 final answer. Understood ना? हाँ, अब मैं इसको एक ही लाइन में लिखना चाहूँ तो मैं ऐसे भी लिख सकता हूँ, सीधा सीधा एक लाइन में लिख लो. What is your increased number, guys? 56. Now this increased number to be multiplied by 8 upon 7 na. Why? Since original number was multiplied by 7 upon 8, 7 upon 8 to be reversed, it gives you 8 upon 7. You multiply new number by 8 upon 7. This is giving you, this value is giving you original number. Now this is your original number. Now this original number to be increased by 12.5%. So 8 plus 1, 9 upon 8. In single line, 8 and 8 will get cancelled. 7 8 ja 56. Now you get 72. No need to work a lot here. Understood? In single line you got the answer. ठीक है, थोड़ा इससे और फास्ट करें. मतलब ये तो खैर फास्ट है, लेकिन फास्ट नहीं, थोड़ा कॉन्सेप्चुअल क्लैरिटी अगर है तो देखो मैं क्या करूंगा. थोड़ा सा बढ़िया कॉन्सेप्चुअल क्लैरिटी होगा तो तुम ऐसे करोगे. 12.5% कैन बी रिटन एज गाइस 8. फर्स्ट टाइम यू आर डिक्रीजिंग, अनदर टाइम यू आर इंक्रीजिंग. यही हो रहा है ना? But in both the situation, original number is same, yes or no? So in both the situation, original number is same. Let's consider original number to be 8 unit. Assumed original number to be 8 unit. Why? Because denominator is 8. But when you want to decrease it by 12.5%, then it becomes 7, and you want to increase it by 9. So is it increased number or decreased number? Decreased. And it is decreased, assume decreased number. So 7 unit equal to 56, 1 unit equal to 56 upon 7, that is 8. Now you got the value of 1 unit as 8. What exactly your question was? Increased number is represented by 9. 1 unit is 8, then 9 unit is 9 into 8, 72. So 72 is your increased number, and if they would have asked you to find out original number, then here is your original number, 8 into 8, 64. But since they didn't ask you original number, why should I multiply? ठीक है, तुमने देखा एक ही चीज से कई क्वेश्चंस हो रहे हैं. So once you get the value of 1 unit, multiply with the value they want you, they had given you in the question. ठीक है, the question or the value which is representing the actual asking of the question. ठीक है, समझ में बात आ रही है? ठीक है, मुझे लगता है कि अब ये चीज हम रिप्रेजेंट करना समझ गए हैं, कैसे रिप्रेजेंट करेंगे. ठीक है, एक क्वेश्चन और करके दिखाओगे? थोड़ा स्पीड में दिखाओ मुझे करके. अब मैं थोड़ा फिगर को चेंज करूंगा. ठीक है, समझ आ रहा है? तो गुस्से में क्यों हो? नहीं हो ना? हाँ, मुस्कुराते रहो, मुस्कुराना बहुत जरूरी होता है. ठीक है, क्या? No problem. I'll be. Thank you so much. Sometimes my lip sync is more important than what I speak, right? So many students do tell me, and actually what happens now, I have to keep on speaking in only one, when I keep on speaking in only one language now, sometimes the students do come to me and they tell me that sometimes do speak in Hindi also. Sometimes they say, sir, come on, keep speaking in English also. So that's why I mix sometimes. So I have to cater the needs of so many students. That's why. So do you find any kind of problem? No problem now. So wherever you find, you can just hit me back. You can tell me. Okay, I'll just explain it again. But it is the timing. Whenever I am just cracking any kind of joke, it is in Hindi or English. It is up to the actual timing. What I am means on which thing I am talking about. What I am talking about at that point of time. That's why sometimes Hindi is very different from what I speak in English. Okay. So anything you want me to explain, I'll explain again and again. Don't worry. Do ask me. So I told you to smile. Okay. चलो ठीक है, आगे बढ़ते guys. Okay. Okay, one more question, guys. A number increased by a number increased by 12.5%, a number increased by 12.5% to get 108. 108. Had the number decreased by 16.66%, had the number decreased by 16.66%, what would be the value in that situation? ठीक है, दिखाओ, कॉपी दिखाओ, in single line. I only want to check that. 819/8. It was first increased, yes, and then decreased. Okay. 9. Okay, but 9/8, and then you multiply. You should multiply here by. Actually, it was increased, na. So you had multiplied original number by 9/8. So this has to be multiplied by 8/9, na. 8/9, and then whatever value you get here, and then again multiplied by. Okay. कितना किया निश, दिखाओ. First 8/9 and 5/6. Understood? Yes, you're right. 12.5. You can write it as 1/8. 16.66. You can write it as 1/6, right? So here it is 108 now. So you get 108 after increasing number. So original number increased, then you might have multiplied it by 9/8. So just reverse it and multiply by 8/9. So this will give you original number, and once you got the original number, now 6 minus 1, multiply here by 5/6, directly you will get the decreased number. Fine, na? Okay. Okay. 80. So first time you increased or decreased? Increased 12.5%. So that means it is confirmed that you increased 12.5%. You increased 12.5% in new number. You increase this new number by 12.5% to get what? 108. So since you multiplied original number by 9/8, 8 to get 108. So when you multiply 108 by 8/9, just reverse it. 9/8 is reversed to give you 8/9. So this will give you original number, and since this is your original number, and this original number has to be decreased by 16.66%, that is equal to 1/6, na beta. So 6 minus 1 is 5/6. Now 9 6 ja 54, 2 ja, so 8 2 ja 16, 5 ja 80. In single line you got the answer. Now you can ask me that method, how to apply that method. I explained you. That is also important, huh? Let me tell you why. So you'll get to understand whatever we are learning in this basic phase na, everything is very important, everything. हाँ बेटा पूछो पूछो पूछो.
It was when we increased it by 12.5, it was increasing to 9 by 8.
Correct. No, not increasing to. It was getting multiplied with original number. 9 upon 8 was multiplied with original number to get new number.
10. And while you are multiplying, we write 9 by 8 as 8 by 9.
No.
Like we are reversing it, na?
Yes, reversing it. So since you multiplied there by 9 upon 8 to get 108. So 108 will be multiplied by 8 upon 9. We had reversed it.
Okay. So while we are doing it for the subtracted part, like for the 16.
Because now you had, after you multiplied 108 with 8 upon 9, this is the value, this is the original number you have got. This is original number you have got, and in this original number now you had to decrease it by 16.66. So that's why you are multiplying it by 5 upon 6. Correct. Now
That is why we are not. My question was why we are, reciprocating it. Why is 8 by 9 becoming 9 by 8?
here, this was shown here. N into 7 upon 6 is giving you 84. So to find original number, what is happening? It is getting reversed. So 7 upon 6 is becoming 6 upon 7, and then you are multiplying 84 by 6 upon 7. That's what we are doing in single step. Okay. Shall I move?
So could you please explain the second part of this question? Like we are getting the value of x, but after that, what is
Which one? Which part? Which part? This one now. So you have got the original number 108 into 8 upon 9. So once you got your original number, but the basic question was, had the original number decreased by 16.66%? So if it is your original number, then now you need to decrease it by, so just decrease 1 from 6. You get 5, so multiply here by 5 upon 6. Clear na? Okay. First understand this part, then I'll explain. Then I'll give you another question over same time. Now see, if I have to solve this question using the second approach. Both approaches are important. Second approach, I need to assume, or I will assume an original number first. What was your original number? Because in original number remained same in both the situation. Either you are increasing the number or you are decreasing the number. You are increasing or decreasing both. Either you are doing in original number here. So you need to assume original number, and we always assume original number as denominator of the number, right? Denominator of the fraction here. But what is the problem? Problem is that denominator in both the fractions are different. Original number in both the fractions are same, but denominators are different. What should we do here? Make them equal. So make them equal. If you want to write down, this is important concept. If I am writing here 12.5% as 1 upon 8, and here you are writing as 16.66% as 1 upon 6, since original number, we want to assume original number it's same in both the situation, but they are representing by two different denominators, make them equal. And to make them equal, you get LCM of the numbers like 8 and 6. And if you don't want to get LCM of the number, multiply 8 by 6 and 6 by 8. That's it. If you don't know how to calculate fast, then multiply 8 by 6 and 6 by 8, they will become equal. But since 8 and 6, LCM of 8 and 6 is very simple to calculate, that is 24. So multiply here 8 by 3 to get 24 and 6 by 4 to get 24. But when you multiply here by 3, you need to multiply numerator by 3. Why? Because you have to balance them. And same here, if you multiply here by 4, then you multiply here by 4 as well. So what happens here? In this situation, now this become 3 upon 24 and this become 4 upon 24. So 12.5% is actually 1 upon 8. We all know that. So either you are writing 12.5% as 1 upon 8, this is correct, or you can write it as 3 upon 24, both are correct. Why? Because 3 upon 24 is also representing 1 upon 8. So either of the way. So if you are representing 12.5% as 3 upon 24, it is also correct. Understood? But one thing happened here, and that is these two became equal. Okay, and that's what we wanted to get here, and Yes or no? In that situation, now it's very simple for us to assume 24 as my original number, and if I want to increase my original number by 12.5%, I'll have to increase it by 3, and 24 will become 27 after increasing it by 12.5%. And then if I want to decrease 24 by 16.66%, then 24 minus 4 will make it 20, and number automatically decreases by 16.66%. Understood? Now according to question, what is given there? Original means increased number or decreased number? Decreased. Decreased number was 20 unit here, and actually increased given. Increased number is 108. Then increased number, assumed increased number is 27. So 27 is represented by 108. 1 unit is represented by 108 upon 27, and that is 4. Okay, that is 4. Now you got the value of 1 unit as 4. You wanted the number after decreasing it by 16.66%. So 1 unit 4, then 20 unit is 20 into 4, that is 80. 80 is the correct answer. Understood? इसको ठीक से देख लो बच्चे. Try see this and tell me if you have any problem, any doubt in this.
I was actually trying to implement this thing, like taking action.
You have to implement this everywhere in arithmetics. After this topic now, you will see that this same thing you need to implement in profit and loss. You have to implement in time, speed and distance, some parts of averages, ratio and proportion. You have to apply this. So that's why I'm explaining. So whatever we are understanding, we are going through this time. We are going through basic concept here. Everything is to be applied later on. Percentage has relationship with all the topics in arithmetics. So that's why you have to use percentage everywhere. So whatever you learn in this chapter, everywhere implement the same way. It makes your life easy in maths. Okay. But don't compare this with school level math. वो तो दूसरा ही होता है ना, step by step. In school days we used to do step methods. Now slowly and gradually you will see that you will start eating steps. This time 4-5 steps. After some time only 3 steps. After some time 2 steps. After some time only single step. After some time no pen needed. There are so many steps here. So practicing, I think more and more practice will help you eliminating your steps. ठीक है, यही तो एप्टीट्यूड है. दैट इज द बेनिफिट ऑफ एप्टीट्यूड. ओके, दैट यू स्टार्ट थिंकिंग फास्टर एंड इन अ करेक्ट वे. चले बच्चे, अब सेम क्वेश्चन देने की जरूरत है कि बढ़े आगे? चेंज करें. ओके, सी one major concept. First let's discuss that concept. After that I'll be giving you few questions on that major concept from this part. That is successive percentage change. Successive percentage change. I know you already understood this part. I'm sure that you know this, but but I know that you won't be able to apply everywhere. Once we'll get to understand it in a better way. After that, see where to implement, where to apply, and how to apply it faster to get the result faster. See, successive percentage means, let me first explain you with the example. There is a number. I am increasing this number by 10%, or let's suppose 20%. I'll get a new number. Let's assume that new number to be n1. Okay, fine. Now this n1 again decreased by 10%. We get new number n2. Now my question is, what is the actual percentage change in the final number? Your number was n. Firstly, what you did, you increased by 20%, you got new number, again you decreased it by 10%, again you got new number. So final percentage change, that is known as successive change. Why successive change? Because when you started with n, you increased by 20%, you got your new number. Now whatever you will do, you do in new number. So whatever, either increase or decrease, reduction or increment, you will do in new number. So that's why it is known as successive changes. And successive changes we are going to apply it throughout arithmetics, in throughout overall, jahan bhi dikhega, har jagah, everywhere we are going to use this successive percentage change. One number increased, we are getting another. Now again another number, either increase or decrease. So how many times it could be? It could be done infinite times. हमारे क्वेश्चन में नहीं होगा infinite time, but it could be done infinite times. So this is called successive percentage change. Succession, change in succession. Okay, so there are so many different methods to solve this question. First, you can see in the books, so that's why let me explain you what they used to do in, I think 15-16 years back or 18 years back. They used to use a formula. कि एक formula होता था books में, that formula was considered as shortcuts. Okay, so the formula was, but still it is useful, x plus y plus xy upon 100. Okay, so I won't say that it is not useful. So why x plus y plus xy upon 100? Because it is representing successive changes. One time, if a number is getting increased or decreased, which will represent by x. Again, number is getting increased or decreased, will represent by y. Then two times done, then write x plus y plus xy upon 100. So what is happening here? Here first time increased by 20%. So we'll write down plus 20 here. X is represented by plus 20. Fine. Then decreased by 10. So it is minus 10. Then plus 20 into minus 10 upon 100. Okay. So 20. Correct. 20 minus 10 plus minus 2 into 1, 2. So 20 minus 12 is 8%. So that means 8% positive or negative? Positive. That means number finally increased by 8%. So successive increase. So number finally increased by 8%. So 8% increase in the number. Correct? So this type of concept we used to apply everywhere where we had to find out numbers or changes in succession. But there is a problem, or there was there were two types of problems. Firstly, that if you are going to use such type of concept, such type of formula, then there are limitations. First limitation of this formula was that if someone is going to ask you like 20% increase, 10% decrease, again 30% increase, again 40% decreased 4 times. Then since they are asking you 4 times, then what you will do? First of all, you will have to apply it in 2 numbers. Then whatever result you are getting, again apply in another number, with another number, then with another number. So that's how you have to apply the same concept so many times. Okay. Or if you don't want to apply the same concept so many times, you need one new formula. Like new formula is x plus y plus z plus xy plus xy upon 10 plus yz upon 10 plus zx upon 10 plus xyz upon 100. But after 4th number, again x plus y plus z plus p plus xyz upon 100. This is how you won't be able to use formula every time. So that's why reject formula. So this is the first limitation, that you can't apply here. But this is for only 2 numbers. This is helpful. Second limitation was, number was 20% and 10%. These were direct integral values, right? So it was very easy to calculate. But if these numbers were like 0.66, 33.33%, 28 or 42.84%, in that scenario, do you really find that the number will give you faster means you could get through faster calculation here? Not possible, no? You can't go through faster calculation in that situation. So that's why in very few situations I'll be using this. not everywhere. So what else we could do? See, what else here we could do is, I am going to write down 20% as 1 upon 5 and 10% as 1 upon 10, right? I am going to assume a number, like if I am going to assume number as 100, n is 100, fine. So if n is 100, then 20% increase in n, we have to increase 5 by 1, 6 upon 5, and 10% decrease in n, yes, 9 upon 10. So here 52 ja, then 54 2 ja, 108. Now the question is, 100 was your original number, 108 is your final number increased by 8%. Okay, understood? This is what we wanted to find. How we could do it faster, even faster here. Okay, even then I won't tell you to use this method, because it was a simple integral value or simple number which could be calculated easily. Why? Because it is actually cancelling the numbers. So final cancellation is means cancellation. We could cancel the number properly here. So if we can't cancel them, then I'm just going to explain you a method we are going to use everywhere in arithmetics. So that's the only method we are going to use everywhere. See how. See dear, 20% is, we already know 20% is 1 upon 5 and 10% is 1 upon 10. Do we have really any idea about original number or final number? No. So we need to assume it, right? Either you assume n or 100 or something. So what we have decided, we'll assume a number which is more exactly easy for us to calculate. So in that scenario, I'm going to assume, since I have to increase number by 20%, I'm going to assume it as 5 first. So 5 unit was your number. So if my number was 5 unit, after increasing by 1, it became 6. So 5 was the number, after increasing by 1, it became 6. Secondly, new number will be formed. Now this new number to be decreased again. So decreased by how much, dear? 10%, that means 1/10. So since the new number to be decreased, then you have to assume new number. Then new number is again assumed as 10 unit. Don't find this new number, don't assume this new number as 6 now. Why? Because new number is getting decreased by 10%, so percentage value had already changed here. So that's why new number will be assumed as 10, and after decreasing it becomes 9. Okay. Now first we assumed original number as 5, increased by 20%, it became 6. Now again new number to be increased, assumed as 10, decreased by 1 unit, it became 9. Now see, this is one column, this is second column. So this one column will give you final assumed number, original number, and this is final number after increasing or decreasing, whatever. So after successively applying increase or decrease, reduction or increment. There are 2 columns now. In same column we need to multiply. In 2 different columns, if numbers can be cancelled out, you can cancel them, like 2 5 ja 10, 2 3 ja 6. There are 2 columns, number can be cancelled, I have cancelled it. But you cannot cancel 5 and 5. Okay. So now no further cancellation is possible. So write down 5 into 5 as 25 and 3 into 9 as 27. Okay. Now 25 is considered as original number and 27 is considered as your final number. After successively placing increase or decrease, your final number is 27, original is 25. So number increased or decreased? By how much? 2 unit. So number is increased by 2 units. So my question is, since your number is increased by 2 unit, so increase or decrease is followed on? Increased or decreased is followed on? Original, that is 25. So 2 unit increase on 25 multiply by 100, how many percent? 8%. 8% increase. So this is what we are going to apply everywhere in arithmetics. So I am not saying that everywhere you have to apply the same concept. I am saying that this concept is applicable everywhere, okay, but few concept can make your calculation faster, like the first one, that what we did here. So sorry, second one. So it is up to us. We can decide it only when we are well practiced. When we have gone through the syllabus, we have practiced a lot, then we can decide which method to go with. But this method can be applied everywhere. ठीक है ना? तुम इसको पहले एक बार लिख लो, फिर इस पे हम थोड़ा कुछ क्वेश्चंस करेंगे, अपने आप आइडिया लग जाएगा. ठीक है, करके देख लो. Done? So, would you like to do one question? Same type of question? Okay, fine. See, if I am giving you a question, a number is increased. A number is increased by, first number is increased by 33.33%. Okay? Then new number formed. New number formed is decreased by 16.66%. Okay? And now new number formed is again increased by 50%. So question is, find percentage change in number. Change in number. Find percentage change in number. Okay, shall we check? 33.33% 1 upon 3. 16.66% 1 upon 6. 50% is 1 upon 2. Fine. So 3 unit is your original number. Fine. So 3 unit is your original number. So 3 added to 1 will make it 4. Now new number formed. Again represent new number with 6. 6 added to 1 will make it subtraction, sorry. Yes, 5. Now 2 unit. 2 added to 1 will make it 3. So in that case, if anything can be cancelled, we will cancel it. Like 3 and 3 cancel. 2 and 2 2 ja 4 and 2 1 ja 2, 2 3 ja 6. Here 3, here 5. So original number 3, final number 5, number increased by 2 unit. So 2 unit over 3 multiply by 100. So now I think you remember 2 upon 3 is 66.66%. So 1 upon 3 is 33.33%, 2 upon 3 is 66.66%. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Clear na? Now tell me whether you want me to repeat it, or should I give you one more question of the same type, or should I change now? One more question of the same type. Okay, fine. Everyone understood it? Yes. Okay, please write down. Please write down. Have you got the schedules? Schedule now? Class schedule? Okay. So from next means this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, maths. Right. So accordingly, go through the practice. Means don't skip the what topics here. Accordingly, whatever we are doing in class na, go through, means try to practice. Just maintain the pace with the class. That is very, very important. Without maintaining this pace na, it is very difficult to manage your overall concept after finishing up or after completing the class. No? That's why manage it. Okay. Shall I move? Okay. One more question, dear. Beta. Which one? This one. Okay. So 3 and 5 now. So I have assumed this 3 unit since 3 unit is towards left side, so we have assumed finally that 3 unit is the original number, right? And since it is towards right side, we assume 5 unit as your final number. So 3 unit original and 5 unit final. So we have seen the number got increased by 2. So that means finally number increased by 2 unit, or increase or decrease, whatever you want to calculate, that will be followed on original. So original was 3, so 2 unit was increased but followed on 3. That's why 2 upon 3. Then you want to convert this into percentage, multiply by 100. After multiplying by 100, you get your number as 66.66. Any doubt? Okay. Okay, let's move. One more question. A number first increased by 66.66. Again it decreased by 50%. And again it increased by 16.66%. Find percentage change in number. First question is find percentage change in number. I'll give you second question, but before that I want you to solve this one. छोड़ दो ना, वैसे ही छोड़ दो ना, कौन कैलकुलेट करे इतना, जरूरत पड़ेगी तो करेंगे, नहीं तो ऐसे ही छोड़ दो. Done? Done? Okay. So, it is 2 upon 3. This is 50% as 1 upon 2. 16.6 is 1 upon 6. Fine. Now, if my number was 3 unit, number increased by 2 will become 5. Again number was 2 unit, 1 decrease, it is 1. Again assumed as 6 unit, 1 unit increase, 7. No cancellation is possible. So this is 36 and this is 35. So here number increased by 11. 9. ये क्या है? 1 होगा ना, sorry. 1 and 36 multiply by 100. कहाँ पे बच्चे? Increased ना. 3 plus 2 will be means 3 plus 2 because it is increasing. 2 minus 1 it is decreasing, and 6 plus 1 that is increasing. So 6 is 36, 35. Oh, it is decreasing. So it is decreasing by 1. 1 over 36 multiply by 100. 25 and this is 9. So don't calculate now. It is 25 by 9%. It depends. If they want you to calculate, then calculate. So 25 upon 9. Okay. Now the second part of the question that I had not given you here. Now if I am writing second part as, the question is, if the final number is 700, find the original number. Find the original number. So final number is 700, find the original number. This is the question. How will you solve this question? Correct? How? Do you know? How do we solve this question? It's very simple. Since final number is given as 700, but here final number is represented by 35 unit. So if I want to write 35 unit representing final number as 700, so 1 unit equal to? Yes, that is 20. And since you got the value of 1 unit as 20, your original number was 36. So 1 unit 20, so 36 unit? Yes, 720. This is the correct answer. Understood? So this is how we can solve these questions. Shall I move? Yes, you come. For 2 to 5 minutes, right? Okay, come. Okay, 3 to 4 minutes break, and if you have doubt, so till then you can ask me your question. No question? अच्छा. Okay. पूछो बेटा.
So these types of questions will be available under the section of
Percentage, yes. But this will be applied everywhere in arithmetics.
So like if you want to practice it right
I'll
now,
give you.
should I find it under the percentage?
Yes. I'll give you, don't worry. I'll give you.
अगर हम ये वाला लगा रहे हैं 100 into 4/3 into 5/6 into 3/2 तो 500/3 आ रहा है.
करेक्ट.
तो इसके बाद
तो इसमें माइनस कर लो ना. 500/3 आया ना, तो 500/3 ये वैसे कैलकुलेशन में कुछ एरर किए हो क्या? 104/3 ये नहीं है इसका मतलब. पहले वाला है ना.
नंबर इज इंक्रीज बाय 33.33% and the new number is decreased by 16.66% and again the new number is
एक से बिल्कुल आएगा फिर तो 3 है ना. तो ये ठीक तो आ रहा है 166 पॉइंट. सब सॉल्व करोगे तो तुमको आ रहा है ना 500/3 ये होता है 166.66. इसमें से ये माइनस करो, अपने आप आ जाएगा 66.66%. ठीक है, क्लियर ना? एनी अदर क्वेश्चन? नहीं है. ओके. फीलिंग टायर्ड? नहीं, पक्का. चलो 2-3 दिन में हो जाएगा सब ठीक है ना. मैं तुम्हारे साथ हूँ. अच्छा है. एंड यू विल गेट टाइम टू रिवाइज इट. यू विल गेट टाइम टू प्रैक्टिस मोर एंड मोर क्वेश्चंस. जितना भी हो सकता है ना, यू स्टार्ट प्रैक्टिसिंग फ्रॉम हियर ओनली. ठीक है. जैसे अच्छा एक और काम करना बच्चे. लास्ट 5-6 ईयर्स में जितने भी तुमको PYQs हैं, रिलेटेड PYQs, सॉल्व इट. मीन्स टॉपिक वाइज. हाँ, तो टॉपिक के साथ जस्ट चूज द टॉपिक लाइक परसेंटेज, हाउ मेनी क्वेश्चंस दे हैड गिवन यू इन परसेंटेज, और जस्ट पिक देम ऑल एंड सॉल्व इट. ओके, वेरेवर यू फाइंड डिफिकल्टी यू कैन आस्क मी, है ना. तो क्या होगा ना, अभी जैसे करते चले जाओगे तो जैसे जैसे टॉपिक के साथ, इफ वी आर डूइंग दीज थिंग्स along with means moving topic, means we are doing in class whatever topic we are actually studying in class, so accordingly finish all the questions, related questions from PYQs. That is very very beneficial for you. That can only help you preparing for CSAT from last 5 or 6 years. This will give you a proper analysis that how to prepare later on also, how to keep yourself into practice mode. ठीक है. बाकी तो मैं दे ही दूंगा तुमको करने के लिए, करते रहोगे, लेकिन एक प्रैक्टिस मोड के लिए पहले से ही तैयार हो जाओ. जैसे जैसे छूटेगा ना, इफ यू वोंट बी एबल टू कोप अप विद क्लासेस, ऑल द क्वेश्चंस यू डू फ्रॉम PYQs, प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस, 5 to 7 years or 6 years in class, it's very difficult after some time. फिर मैनेज करना मुश्किल होता है. ठीक है, तो क्लास के साथ निपटाते ही जाना. ठीक है, बहुत अच्छा रहेगा. क्या करें, शुरू करें हम लोग? हाँ, ठीक है. ओके, लेट्स बिगिन नाउ. सो आई थिंक यू अंडरस्टूड दिस पॉइंट, successive percentage change. So you'll get to, means you will use this concept everywhere in arithmetics. I told you that we are going to use 3 concepts. And what are those concepts? First concept was successive percentage change, that we have already introduced here, we have already learned here. Okay, second concept we are going to learn after 5 minutes or after 15 minutes we are going to learn relationship among quantities. And after mixing up these two, successive percentage change, relationship among quantities and basics of ratio, we can apply everywhere in arithmetics. तो ये ध्यान रखना, we need to understand this. अच्छा, अब successive percentage change को थोड़ा समझते हैं डिफरेंट क्वेश्चन से. जैसे मान लो कि if I am asking you, there is a person whose income there is a person whose whose income is certain, and he is investing, or he is spending 20% of his income on rent. He is spending 20% of his income on rent. Again, he is spending 25% on household activities. Household items. Okay, and 10% on charity. Now he is left with 9,000. So what was his income? What will be your answer? See this, do it fast. It's a simple question. Come on, please tell me.
Sir, is it like after he spent 20% of his income, then after that the change when that happened in his income, from that 25% he did, or it's like original?
That's why I have written the question, but there is no that kind of mention here. Yes, and there is nowhere written that he spends from the balance he is left with. Is there?
Assume that 10,000. 10,000 minus 20% minus 25% minus 10%. If it will give the 9,000.
No, not that way. Not that way. Actually, what happens, if it is not written, that's why I had given you this question. This is very simple question. And what is that? If you are spending, suppose you are the person, you are earning certain amount, right? And you are earning 100%, right? And from 100%, if your spend is 20% on rent, another spend is 25% on household activities like household items. So how much you have already spent? 45, and 10% charity. So 45% plus 10% is 55. So out of 100% you had already?
55 we had.
Yes, we had already spent. We had already spent 55. So how much we are left with? 45 what? 45 what? Percent. 45%. So balance you are left with is 45%, but actual balance you are left with is 9,000. So it is confirmed that 45% of overall income is actually 9,000. So that's why overall 9,000. So that's why 1% is 9,000 upon 45. So 1%, the value of 1% is 9,000 upon 45, and your income was 100%. Income is always 100%. So income 100%. So income is 9,000 upon 45 multiply 100. So this is how you find out answer when nothing was mentioned here to apply successive percentage change. So that's why it was only to add up that how much he spent and subtract it from the actual income. So whatever left is the actual balance in terms of percentage, and just compare it with actual balance. That's it. But if we change the question, with a simple word, and that word is income of a person, from that income he spent 20% on rent. Okay, now 25% of remaining income, 25% of remaining on household items, and 10% of remaining on charity. 10% of remaining on charity. Now he is left with he is left with 4,320. Now he is left with 4,320. Now find the income. Now question got changed. Is it a case of successive percentage change? Why? It is actually case of successive percentage change. Why? Because he has certain income. From that income he had spent on rent. So now how much he is left with? From the remaining income he is spending again 20% on household items, and then how much he is left with now, from that income he spent on charity. Correct? तो अब जब ऐसा होता है कि वट एवर लेफ्ट विथ एंड देन यू आर डिक्रीजिंग इट बाय फर्दर अमाउंट परसेंटेज, सो इट इज अ केस ऑफ सक्सेसिव परसेंटेज चेंज. Okay, so now you can apply successive percentage change here. Okay, how you want me to solve or will you try? Okay, try then. It is actually income. From this income, you means suppose your income is 100%, you are spending 20%. Now you are left with 80. But how much you are left with now? From that income, remaining 25% will be spent from 80 rupees, not 100. Okay, so that's why it is a case of successive percentage change, and now you can apply this way. See. Correct, we can, but we don't need to write down here. Means this way, step by step. We don't need to write down. So let's write down directly that we have already done it. See how. I have no idea. First of all, if I want to write down 20%, can I write 20% as 1 upon 5? 25% as 1 upon 4? And 10% as 1 upon 10. Okay. And I had no idea. I am writing income as I. Suppose the income of that person is I. From that income, 20% was spent. So from 5, 1 was spent. How much you are left with? 4. Correct. So now income you are left with 4 by 9 part of, not 5, 9. 4. 4 by 5 part of income. 4 by 5 part of income he is left with, right? Now since he is left with 4 by 5 part of income, from this income he is again going to spend how much? 25%. So 4 minus 1 he had already spent. Now he is left with 3 by 4. Now this much you are left with. From this income, how much you are spending? 10%. You are spending 1 out of 10. So now you are left with 9 upon 10. Now final balance is this, and this is equal to 4,320. And when you write 4,320, now calculate income. So here you can calculate 4 and 4 cancel out. 9 3s are 27, 5 10s are 50. So income is actually 4,320. 5 into 10 is 50. Multiply 50 and divide here by 27. 27. Now calculate it. It is 68,000 is the correct answer. So his income was 8,000. This is one way, one method. Second method that you had already done. This is new. This is not new for you. You already know that if you don't want to write down this income, let's write down his income was 5 unit. If his income was 5 unit, he has spent 1. Now he is left with 4. How much he is left with now from that income? Now assume that as 4 unit, and now from this 25% gone, that means 1 gone. From 4 unit, 1 gone. How much? That means 3. And finally, how much you are left with? If you assume it as 10 unit, then 10 minus 1 will become 9. Solve it now. Okay, 4 cancel. Okay, 50.
27.
Yes, 27. Now tell me, you.
Minus 23.
Huh. Now you can see here that if I assume income to be 50, then balance is, and the expenditure is 50 minus 27. Expenditure is 23. But they are not. Yeah, they don't want you to find out expenditure. So balance was 27 unit, but actual balance was 4,320. So 27 unit can be written as 4,320. So 1 unit equal to 16, and 1 unit 16. So income is 50. So 50 into 16 had given your answer as 6,000. Sorry, 8,000. 8,000 is the correct answer. Understood now? See this and tell me whether you understood. तो हम फिर आगे बढ़ते हैं इसके बाद. ठीक है? Okay. Now I can feel your energy level. It happens, don't worry. Sometimes I feel like that we are complement to each other. Why? Because your energy level is very important and vital for me. And my energy level too is very important for you. Right? And if I start teaching like, okay student, so your energy level will go down, very, very down. So, and the same as you do, that means I am also driven by the same force. Okay, so like driver, sometimes you feel like sleepy. Whenever I see you feeling sleepy, I always feel that now it's time to sleep. Okay, so it's like driver who is driving and you are sitting just beside me. So what you feel, definitely I'll drive by this what kind of force. तो ये होता है हर जगह, है ना? So that's why to keep you alive, I'll have to keep on moving here and there. I'll have to keep on changing the track. Okay, and since it is only second class and we are going through a very hard phase here. Why hard phase? Because this is the learning phase, and in learning phase you are actually learning from what? Ground level. If you are, since in school days we were doing another thing, the same thing but different way, and now we are learning the same thing with new way. So to learn, first thing is that to unlearn something and then use new thing is very difficult. And if you had no idea and you had to learn from the scratch without unlearning something, that would be quite more easier than first unlearning and then learning in new ways. So that's why what you feel for 2 or 3 classes, it's it's every time we see in 2, 3 or 4 days classes. After that you will maintain that energy level. It happens everywhere, because you will get into flow. Flow is important. Once you get into flow, and how will you achieve that flow? After 2 or 3 classes, we'll learn all the concepts, like what we are going to apply in topics. जैसे अभी time, speed and distance आएगा. So we already know how we are applying these concepts in times, in percentage, profit and loss. Now you are familiar with all the concepts. Then you will attain your flow. फिर after that you don't need to spend your energy. चलो एक और क्वेश्चन करके बताओ. Suppose I have a circle, right? Circle. If I am increasing radius of circle as 25%, if I am increasing radius of circle as 25%, what is percentage change in circumference, percentage change in circumference, and then percentage change in area. Percentage change in circumference and percentage change in area. So once we are done with this relationship among quantities, so tomorrow we'll do questions from percentage and profit and loss mixed. Why? Because they are same, means they run on the same concept. Understood, na? Okay. Mixed concept you can easily do after that. Do you know the formula of circumference? 2 pi r. 2 pi r. Yes. 2 pi r. And area is pi r square. Now can you do that? Come on, please do this question. कौन सा बेटा? पक्का? Sure. मतलब तुम कह रहे हो circumference 1%, area 9%. Okay, fine. Increase or decrease?
Sir, percentage change in circumference would be same as radius.
Okay.
25%.
Okay.
And
Okay. Try. Correct. You are right. Both the answers are correct. 56.25%, right? Okay, see how to solve this question. This type of question can be solved very, very easily. First of all, see here. If let's talk about circumference. Circumference is 2 pi r. Now tell me, in 2 pi r, we have variable as well as constant. What part of this formula can be considered as variable and which part constant? Pi and 2 constant. So these are constant and variable is r. So the part which is constant, we have nothing to do with that. Why? We already know that these 2 pi is universal constant. So whatever value of radius we have here, only that radius can change the value of circumference, not 2 pi, because 2 pi is same everywhere. So if 2 pi is not changing, 2 pi is not going to change anywhere, then how can it change the value of other thing? Okay, so the only one variable radius here will change the overall value of circumference. 2 pi remains same. And one more thing, you write this way, na, that if circumference is 2 pi r, so you write down circumference equal to 2 pi r. So if you don't want to write down equal to and you want to show the relationship, then relationship can be shown this way, that C is directly proportional to constant, just remove this constant, and r. That means circumference is directly proportional to the radius. I mean, how much radius is getting increased, same percentage increase we find in circumference. How much radius is getting decreased, same percentage change we find in circumference, either decrease or increase. So in this scenario, we came to know that if radius is getting increased by 25%, then circumference will increase by 25%. If radius would have decreased by 25%, circumference would have decreased by 25%. Radius would have increased by 33.33%, circumference would have increased by 33.33%. Done, na? Okay, now let's come to the next point. Next point is area, and area is pi r square. So pi, remove this pi from here, eliminate. So pi eliminated, what left is r square. R square, that means area depends upon square of r. Area depends upon square of r. So do you have any idea about r here? What exactly the value of r? Yes, r. So you have no idea about r. So first of all, 25% can be written as a 1 upon 4, and now consider radius as 4. Yes or no? Since radius is 4, then radius is 4, then area depends upon 4 square. Area depends upon 4 square. Original area depends upon 4 square. But since radius is getting increased by 25%, it will become 4 plus 1, 5. Now new area will depend upon 25, 5 square. So it depends upon 25, 5 square. So here it was 16, here it was 25. So area increases by 9 unit, and 9 unit increase over 16 multiply by 100. After solving, you get 56.25%. This is how you calculate. Fine now? Okay. And since the value was very simple, 25%, the value was 25%, so it is integral value. And in integral value, we had already learned that this formula, do you remember that? X plus xy upon 100. Since it is r square here, r2 times, so x is represented by r, again y is represented by r into, plus r into r upon 100. This is how, if you directly write 25% for r, again 25%, again 25 into 25 by 100, then solve it. Here 50, 625 upon 100 is 6.25 na? So it is 50 plus 6.25, it is 56.25%. Okay, so area increases by 56.25%. So we can use it, but then it can be used in integral values only. If your value would be in decimal terms, it would be very difficult to apply. Then this can help you everywhere. So use that thing which helps you everywhere, and in few more cases where integral values are there, you can apply it. So it depends. How you practice, means once you after learning throughout, apply it, and then keep practicing, you will get to understand where to apply this and where to apply that part. Okay, क्या करें, रहने दे 5 o'clock ना? Okay, ठीक है. So leave it here. Today I'll send you one PDF. Yes, send you one PDF. Go through that. And tomorrow, so after relationship among quantities, that is a very important concept. So once you learn that concept, once you finish that concept, you can apply these 3 concepts in any topic. So we can begin any topic from tomorrow. So first of all we'll try to finish up these 2, percentage and profit and loss, because they are similar with few concept added on, and then after that we'll decide how to go ahead with the topics. Did you understand? Did you find today's class relevant? Yes. Good? Yes. अच्छा लगा? Okay, fine. Thank you so much guys. Take care. See you tomorrow. Okay? Bye bye.